Hello, KonnectzIT family. Welcome to KonnectzIT onboarding session. Hope you all doing great. So just let me know if you guys can see me just in the chat sessions, like say hi or you can just message me where you all guys from. If you can see me, just message where you all guys from. And if you can hear me clear, just message clear. Julia says hi again. Henry says hi, yes, thanks for doing this weekly introducing demos. Sure, Henry. So that's the motto actually. Even we are looking for more things to add on. There will be more tutorials to come in. So Julia says from Peru. Great guys. So you guys can see me, so I will not waste your time. So let me share my screen. So Lisol says from Belgium. Vishal says just started to use KonnectzIT from Mumbai, India. Great. So yeah, so let me share my screen and start KonnectzIT. So let me share my screen. So give me a thumbs up once you guys can able to see my screen. Hope you all guys can see my screen. So just give me a thumbs up. So any kind of questions or anything if you guys wanted to ask in the middle, so you can ask in the chat session or Q&A session. I'll be happy to answer all your questions at the end of this session. So let's start by signing up to KonnectzIT. You have to click on sign up. So just enter your email ID and verify you are not a robot and click on continue. So this will going to send an confirmation link to your email address. So make sure you will be clicking that particular link to authorize your account. Otherwise you will not be able to authorize the account basically. So make sure you authorize the account by clicking on the link. If you are not finding the link in the inbox, so just check the link in any other folder like spam, or you can always reach our support for the confirmation link. If you are not confirming your account, you will not be able to log into KonnectzIT. So let's start by signing into KonnectzIT. I'll just input my credentials. So once you log into KonnectzIT, you will be able to see the insightful dashboard, basically the analytical data of your account. So it shows the total number of connects. So what are the active connects? Connects are the workflows or use cases you built on, and the total number of inactive connects. And you also see the latest apps which has been added by our team. And you can see a button where you can just click on it and start building your workflow directly from your dashboard, and also see the latest connects which you built on your account, particular account, and the task consumption on that particular month. So the total number of tasks consumed and the total number of the tasks available. And you can also upgrade your account over here. And most frequently, you can reach the support at the chat icon here, chat widget here. So our team will be happy to answer all your questions. So we have an help center as well, where basically we had listed all the articles over here and also the tutorials. So we have an YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, where every week we'll plan to add 2 to 3 tutorials on different use cases. So you can also access all this over here and also in our YouTube channel basically. So this is about KonnectzIT Help Center. So now let's go to the app section. So here is the list of apps. Basically, you will be able to see all the list of apps. We are now close to 600, I guess. So somewhere around 575 or 580 apps. So we have two types of apps basically. So authorized apps and the webhook apps. So webhook apps or the apps so where you don't need to authorize these apps, but you have to place the webhooks manually based on the instructions provided on each app. So these instructions are different for each app. So you have to follow these instructions, and we have to place the webhook manually and capture the first initial response for these webhook apps. Whereas authorized apps, you don't need to do that. So basically it will be done, everything done by backend. So what you have to do is you have to authorize these apps before you creating any workflows. I'll be showing both the type of use cases today, so differently authorized apps and also the webhook apps. So let's first, before creating a workflow, so let's authorize, I will show you how to authorize these apps inside KonnectzIT. So we have two types of authorization. So basically, first type of authorization is kind of API key or auth token based authorization, where you have to click on the app and click on add account. So this will going to ask you for API key or auth token. So which you will be getting it from the destination app. Just need to copy that and paste inside over here and click on yes and continue. So this will going to authorize the account inside KonnectzIT. So this is the one first type of authorization. And the second type of authorization is OAuth based authorization. So where when you click on add account, so this will going to uh, redirect to the particular app page. So basically in this case, you're seeing I'm going to authorize Facebook lead ads. So this will redirect me to Facebook page, and also it asks me for permission. So where you have to give access for KonnectzIT to access your account. So this type of authorization, we call it as OAuth based authorization. So these are the two types of authorization, and where you can notice that basically you can manage multiple accounts. So there is no limit for this particular account, where this will be useful if you are having a single account, and if you are managing multiple major clients accounts and all, you can use this particular type of different types of account, not only for one app. So it will be for all the apps, so you can manage multiple apps basically. So this is how you can authorize the apps inside KonnectzIT. Hope I'm not making you guys sleep or fast, so just let me know. I'll be happy to take that feedback. So after this, so let's start building a use case. So first use case I'll be showing as the authorized app. That is, I'll be taking Facebook lead ad, and I'll be adding the data to Google Sheet. So this is my initial use case. So let us do that. So any new lead on Facebook lead ad, I'm going to create a new row inside Google Sheet. So this is my favorite use case. So just need to drag and drop Facebook lead ad by searching the on the search bar and select your account. Basically, as I told, you can manage multiple accounts. On that, you can choose the account, select your account, and select the new lead, which is the trigger event, and select the page. So basically your lead ad form, I'm just doing that, and it on test and review. So this is a button. So where when you hit that, it will going to fetch a sample record from that particular account. Basically, you will come to know that whether that app is working fine, whether your account is created, connected successfully or not. So you have to hit on test and review. So only when you able to hit on test and review, you will publish button will be active. If the apps are not having any test and review, then it will not going to be active. And basically you can see, notice that there is a plus icon here. So this icon is for to select the additional attribute. For example, if you are having multiple attributes in your form, so you will be able to select over here for all the applications. So this is like this. So you have to choose the public plus icon after your test and you turn test and review button. So just select that uh, attributes for further automation. And then what you have to do is, I'll be, as per my use case, I'll be selecting Google Sheet. So just drag and drop connects. So drag and drop the app into the workspace. So basically, so I'll just zoom in so that you guys can see it, and select the account and select the trigger. Basically, KonnectzIT support all these actions. You can able to create worksheet, delete row, or like lookup, or like you can update the row. I'm just selecting as create a new row, and select a new row as select my spreadsheet basically. So this is my spreadsheet I'm selecting. So I'll show you this. So it has name, email, and the phone number as a header. So whatever the first row it will be, so it will going to select that. So I'll select the same sheet here. So this will give me the three names, that is name, email and phone number, which is there in on my Google Sheet. So now I just need to map the field, which is like an old school, nothing you have to do. So just connect the full name to the name field, email to the email field, and the phone number to the phone number field. That's it. So nothing else. So if you hit on test and review, so this will going to add this record inside my Google Sheet. So let's do that. So once I hit on test and review, so the same data will be added inside Google Sheet. So you can see that the data has been added inside Google Sheet. So that's it, guys. So now we are done with our connect. So this is how you can build a simple connects. Now I am going to publish the connect. So click on OK. Hardly it took me like even after explaining it to you, it took me like 5 minutes to build this simple connect. Like this, you can build a simple connect to, multiple different level of connects. So now any new lead on Facebook lead ad, it will directly add into my Google Sheet. So let's test this connect now. So I just build a connect. So now I'm going to test the same connect here. So I'll be selecting my page. So I'm using Facebook testing tool. So this is for just to show you guys. So you can use exact tool as well. You can fill out the form, Facebook lead ad form. So I'm just using the testing tool here. So I'll select the page and preview the form and select add my details and the phone number. So let me click on next and click on submit. Yes, that's it. So now the form is submitted inside lead ad. So now let's go to Google Sheet. Yes, guys. So you can see that the name, email ID, and the phone number is added automatically to Google Sheet. So this is one of the use case. Hope you like this. And if you have any questions on this, please drop on the chat session and the Q&A session. I'll be happy to answer. Excuse. So now we have finished with our authorized app basically. So now I'm going to show you how you can actually build an use case using Webhook apps. So let me do that. So I'll create a connect. So basically I'm going to name my connect as per my use case. So I'm going to take Zoho form and so what I'm doing in this use case is I'm going to take this particular Google Sheet where it is an examination result. You can see that. So what I'm going to do is get an ID, student ID from my form and do a Google lookup. So basically fetch the examination result and display the same thing, sending to their email, and also display the same thing in I want to post it in Facebook groups. So just to just I will be using that. So let's do that. So basically I'm getting the data from Zoho form. After that, I'll be fetching a record from Google Sheet lookup. And then I'm going to create a personalized response using NextView. It's an alternative to Hyperrise, which is an AppSumo app. So basically I'm creating a mark sheet result using NextView. And then I'll be using Gmail to send email and also post the same thing in Facebook group. So let me do this. Let me show you this particular use case. So basically first initial app will be Zoho form. It will going to take a couple of minutes. So bear with me guys. So this is multi-level connects. So I'm going to show you this. So basically, so this is an Webhook enabled app. So just need to drag and drop app and select the trigger as like same. But based on the instructions given here, you have to paste the URL. This is a URL. You have to copy that and paste it manually to your Zoho form based on the instructions and capture the response basically for first lead. So now I copied the URL. I will go to Zoho forms. So basically the settings, I know the instructions. So you have to follow the instruction. So and integration page and select webhooks. So more detail about webhooks will be explained soon. So just copy, paste the webhook URL here and you have to select these forms, IDs, form fields, and click on save. That's it. So I am done with placing my webhook here. So now I have to capture the response. To basically I am enabling KonnectzIT to receive a test response or any initial response from Zoho form for posted on this webhook URL. So I'm going to capture the response. Now I will go to form and fill the details. So I'll select some random number, that is 102, and email ID I will be selecting as my own email ID. So let me do that and click on submit. So once we submit this, so basically the same response will be captured inside KonnectzIT. So KonnectzIT is waiting to capture the response from Zoho Forms. Yes, we captured the response. You can see that email ID and the student ID has been got from Zoho Form. That's it. This is a one-time process you will be doing for all the webhook apps. You have to follow this particular step, like placing a webhook URL manually, and you have to capture the response manually while building the use case. So this is how we captured the response. So now as per our use case, I'm going to do a Google lookup using Google Sheet. So just select my Google Sheet account, and then I'll be selecting the account here and select the action as. So you can see that. So earlier I selected as create a new row. Now I will be selecting as lookup. So basically based on your use case, you have to choose the event, trigger action event. So now I will select my sheet. So basically this time I'm going to select from exam results. So this looks like this. This is an exam result sheet. So now it asks me for to choose the header. So I will be selecting the header as student ID. So I'm going to do a lookup from the student ID, and I will connect directly from Zoho Forms to Google Sheet and it on test and review. So once it on test and review, so this will going to fetch a record matching this particular student ID, and it gives me the result of all the data. You can see that. So basically this is a data. It gives me all this data inside my plus icon. So basically you can select all this icon and click on OK. So all the data will be present over here. So you can see you can use it for further automation. So now I'm going to use NextView. So NextView is an hyper personalization tool. Basically, it is an alternative to Hyperrise where you can generate personalized images and videos. So now I'm just generating an image. So based on the, like, it's kind of an mark sheet. So I'll be selecting that. So what I named it as, yes, KonnectzIT examination result, and it asks me for all the details. So basically I will show you that how it looks. So you can see that this is my examination result image. So I just created a template using NextView. So it asks me for all these variables. So you can see, so these are the variables it is asking. Basically it is a dynamic variable, so which we are just giving it from our previous app, that is Google Sheet. I just given or give all the details over here. And it on test and review. So basically it's generate me an image link from this particular app, that is NextView, and it will be available here. You can see that. So the app will be available over here, and now we can actually send the same thing to Gmail. So basically now we have received that link, image link. So now I will send an email. So what I'm going to do is I'll be selecting an Gmail app. So before sending it to Gmail, so I'll be selecting text formatter. So it is an inbuilt app, internal app inside KonnectzIT. What it actually does is, so it will use for merging a text or creating a template. So basically if I select a connect any node, And if I use something like this, I@, it will give me the link, and I can say that like here is your image link. So this is how we can use that. So basically, so this is a reason we are using, and you can be using it for further purposes. So let's use that. Basically, I'll just go here, and I think I already have an HTML content, so I'm gonna take that. So basically, I'm just saving time, my time, by creating a template. So you can create by own. So I'm just selecting this and selecting the image link and click on validate. So basically what it does is, so it will give me an email template over here. So I'm just did that. So now I'll be sending an email using Gmail. So let me go to Gmail and send an email. I'll select this as send email. Make sure you select HTML type, content type as HTML when you are sending an HTML content. So just connect to the body, and I'll just name congratulations. So now I will select the email ID from my form. So I'll just select the email ID over here and it on test and review. So basically it will send a data to my email ID. So this particular email ID with this details. So which with the image which we generated from next view. So let's go to my email. Let's go to inbox, and it says congratulations. You can see that, and it says like I Gaurav, like at the name, and it says congratulations, please find the result. And this is the result we just generated, and it also gives me a personalized image, fetched all these details from Google Sheet. You can see this is the marks and total number is 440, and the same thing will be displayed over here. So now let's go to Facebook group. So let me reuse the text formatter. I do the same thing. I will connect. I will do merge option. So basically I will connect from here, and also I get data from here. So what I do is like congratulations, and I use the name, and I say is your image. So say please find the result below and click on validate. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just posting the same result in social media. So that's was something I am doing over here. So now let's go to Facebook group. Let me drag and drop Facebook group here and select the account and select the trigger as post message and select the group. So I'll select as Port Rocky community and just select the post message from to the message. And if you have any URL, so basically I have a URL here that is image link. So I'm gonna select over the URL over here and just hit on test and review. So basically this will going to do a post inside Facebook group. So let's wait for post. Yes, it has successfully posted it. Let me go ahead and publish the connect. Yes, my connect is published successfully. So let's go to Facebook and refresh our page. So here is where the post will appear. Basically, it says, it gives me the link of like image with, you can see that. It says, congratulations, Gaurav. Please find the list result below. So, and the result will be displayed here. So this is how you can do that. So now what I do is, so just give the link of this Zoho form, and I want all you guys to go, maybe let me fetch that result like form. So because last time I made this mistake, so I don't want to do it again. So let me copy this form URL, and I will be pasting the same thing in the chat. So please guys, go ahead and fill the form with this particular IDs. You've seen 101 to 115. You can use any ID, and you can use your email IDs. So basically you will get this type of email like this. Like you can go ahead and fill the form. So you will get an email like this. And also the same thing will be posted inside my community over here. So I'd share the link to you guys. So just go ahead and fill the details, guys. So meanwhile, I will hand over this to Sangeeta. So Sangeeta, please go ahead and explain. Sangeeta will be explaining about the internal app of KonnectzIT. After that, I will be taking care. So meanwhile, you guys can go ahead and fill the form, and you will get that email address. Yeah, Sangeeta, over to you.
Thank you, Rakesh. I'll just share the screen. So hello, everyone. We'll be talking about the add-on applications here, as Rakesh has already told. So the add-on applications inside KonnectzIT are basically these inbuilt applications, which we have got for you to process, merge, or format any kind of information that you get from your triggers to your actions. So here, the thing to note here is we should not worry much about the trigger and the action here. The entire focus, we are going to have it on the add-on applications. So the first thing is, we have successfully captured the response from the Zoho form here. We are just going to process using the add-on applications. Right here, I have 4 add-on applications that I'm going to explain first. That will be the coupon generator, condition, number formatter, and the date formatter. And finally, publishing the results onto the Google Sheet. So to talk about them individually, before that, I will just fill a particular form to show you how exactly we are going to get the output of these. So we'll just go and fill the respective form that we have. So this is the Google Sheet where I'll be getting the output over here after I finish submitting my form here. So I'll just fill it before I actually explain about how they work. So you just have to focus. Right now I'm giving a status as unsubscribe. I'll possibly explaining you when I am explaining the connect why I did this. And finally, the date of joining. So I have successfully submitted the form. So we'll be getting the output over here. So till then, I'll explain you what exactly these add-on applications are. So the first one that we are going to talk about is the coupon generator. As the name only says, it is actually used to generate coupons here. So we have the option to generate coupon. You can give the prefix as the name of a person or anything that you want the initial words of the coupon to be from. So I've given the name of the person. You can give the coupon length as the length that you actually want it to be. And just that you have to give the timeline for the expiry date as well. Here you just have to give the numbers and you can choose days, weeks, months, and also years. After that, you just have to click on generate and the coupon, as you can see, will be generated of the desired length and also the expiry date that we actually want in the attributes over here. So I've selected that and I've got it over here to publish it onto my Google Sheets. So that's how we can generate the coupon of any amount of length and even the expiry date. So the next application that we are going to talk about here is the condition app. So it's just like a programming language, how we have all these loops and conditions. Similarly, if the particular condition is satisfied, the results will be displayed on the Google Sheets. That's how exactly a condition app works here. So what exactly is happening is we just have to forget the rest of the applications that we have here. We just have to focus on the Zoho form, the condition app, and the Google Sheets here. So right now, what exactly I'm giving a condition here is when a particular person unsubscribes to my channel or page, I should get the particular details onto the Google Sheets here. And how exactly that is going to happen? We have to give the status, which I was explaining while filling the form here. I will just show you. So when I was filling the form, I had given it as unsubscribe. I was telling you, I'll explain that. So when I've given a status as unsubscribe here in the conditions, we have the status here and we have various other things to actually equate it with the parameters like less than, greater than, is existing, and we can perform many options here. And you just have to give the parameter you want it to equate with. That's it you have to do, and the condition will start working. Now, once I get the information that the particular person has unsubscribed, the same information I'm going to get onto my Google Sheet. So that's how you can actually perform various number of use cases using the condition up here. The next application that we are going to talk about is the number and the date formatter. What actually happens at time is when we have the number and the date from the triggers here, as you can see, I have it over here. We do not want the same kind of format to be published onto our Google Sheets. Maybe I don't like the format which I have here, like the date, month, and then the year. Maybe I want it to be the other way around. So you can just change it by mapping the fields here. As you can see for the number formatter here, first we'll talk about the number formatter. The phone number, I've given it. Here we have the option to format the phone number, the currency, or even you can perform any kind of mathematical operations here. So you have so many options to do here. I have given it as phone number. I've chosen the desired format that I want my phone number to be in and the country that I belong to. And you just have to match the parameters and you just have to write @ and the phone number. You have to validate, and the phone number is going to be in the same format that you want. The same thing when we talk about the date formatter here. We have the option to format and even add or subtract time. What's the best part about add or subtract time is you have to customize the response by giving it as, maybe you can add few dates, months, or even years to the date that you have here right now. So I can just maybe add it as +2 days or +2 years for that matter. You just have to map the required field and give it to your Google Sheets. So that's how we have the 4 applications working here. That is the coupon generator, the condition, number formatter, and the date formatter. So we'll just go to the Google Sheet. So yes, as you can see, I just filled this form over there with the name, the email ID, the person who has unsubscribed, with the particular desired phone number, and also the date and the coupon generator with the expiry date that we had there. So that's how the conditions and the inbuilt applications work inside KonnectzIT. So we have finished 4. We are going to talk about next one is the text formatter here. As Rakesh has already explained about how to use it with the HTML format, I'll be showing you how exactly we can use it with the plain text also. So this is the format that we have, the Zoho form and Trello. Trello is basically an application to work on your projects using the lists and cards. So here, this is another application which I'll be taking up in a while. We have to focus on the text formatter here. For that, I'll also be filling another form to show you how exactly it works. So we'll just fill it with some information again. The phone number, and finally the country I belong to. Now I just have to click on submit here. I have submitted the form, so I'm going to get the output over here. Till then, I'll be explaining what exactly is the text formatter. So what happens at time is we have a lot of parameters here. As you can see, I have email ID, first name, country, last name, and even the phone number. Individually sending them to the action is pretty difficult. So that's why you can consider a text format as a box where you can fill entire information into just one and map the fields at the end. So as you can see, I've mapped the various fields and I've given the attributes here. I've just validated and just one single node, and I'm sending the entire information. So we have the function as merge text. Second one, we have case sensitive. So maybe I don't like the email ID to be in a small. So maybe I want it to be in a capital letters. So I can use the case sensitive to even process that information. So that's how a text formatter actually works. Next application we have here is a text splitter. As the name only says, it is basically used to split the text or just slice the text that you have here. So I've just taken a dummy data, which is like, this is the test submission form, as you can see, I hope. So here, the function that we are going to perform is a split text. And the segment indexing is nothing but you have so many options here to actually from where you want to split the data. So to show you, I will just choose an all. I will just map the required field here, and the separator, you can actually use it as a space. I've used a space right now. You can use a particular keyword also. Now you just have to click on generate, and at the bottom of it, you will be getting individually. I wanted to separate the entire information. So individually, as you can see, I've got it. So in the additional attributes, I've got the entire information, and now I can individually map it to my actions. So that's actually text splitter. You can even use it to separate your full name into the first name and the last name. Also for the email ID, if you want the domain, you can, I'll just show you that also, how exactly that's done. If I map it with the text here, and finally a separator, if I give it as @ and generate, and the results, if you can see, I've got the name and also I've got the domain name. So that's how exactly you can use a text splitter to perform various amount of functions. So here we have finished the text formatter and the text splitter. Next add-on applications, after finishing 6 add-on applications we have, we are going to talk about API module and the generic webhook application that we have. So for that, I will possibly be starting from the scratch to show you how exactly it works. So initially, we are just going to drag and drop the generic webhook application here. So despite having so many applications, why exactly do we need a generic webhook application is sometimes we do not have the application that we want to work in inside KonnectzIT. So for instance, if you can just consider Zoho form is actually not part of KonnectzIT if you just consider for that instance. So how exactly we are going to pull out the information from Zoho, I will show you now. So I have just created a particular form. You can create your own form by clicking here, and you just have to go to the desired form here. We have various parameters, as you can see. You have to go to the integration section, the webhook, and place your webhook here. And just click on save. Parallelly, I will also click on capture webhook response. So it's going to wait for the response to come. Till then, what exactly I'm going to do is I'm just going to test, send a test data. So this is the information that is going to be captured over there. So I have successfully executed the webhook. So I'm going to get the information. Yes, as you can see, I've got the test data here. So generic webhook application you can use to pull out the information without actually using the desired application. As you can see, this is Zoho. I have not used Zoho, but I've got the information still. So this is how a generic webhook application works. Next I'm going to talk about is the API module. With the API module, you have various functions like get, post, put, and delete. So initially, I'll be explaining a little about post first. So here we need to give the endpoint URL, and we have various parameters to fill. Next application that I'll be taking up here is your send pulse. So what exactly I'm going to do here is I've created an event already. I'm just going to copy this particular URL that I have post URL, since I'm performing a post function here. What exactly I'm going to do is I'm going to post this data, which I have from the Zoho, to the send pulse without actually using the send pulse, just like how the function says to post the particular information. So I've pasted the URL here into the logs. As you can see, we are just going to get the information over here. And the parameters, we are going to find it here. Like we have email, phone number, first name, and the last name. So I'll be just setting the parameters first. You needn't have to worry about header when you're talking about post here right now. So I'll just focus on the parameters. The first name, last name, the phone, and finally we have the email here. I'm just going to click here. Okay, and we have the parameters. Now we just have to do a very simple task, is just mapping the required fields. So the first name here, the email ID, the last name, and finally the phone number. So as soon as I do the test and review here, the data should be sent. As you can see, the data has been sent. So we are going to get the output over here. In the logs, if we see, as you can see, it has successfully come with the time and the date like we had just entered. So we are just going to publish the connect. Sorry. And also once we have published the connect, I will also fill the form again to just show you after we have published. So we have successfully submitted the form. So till then we get the output for our send pulse here, the form which we have just submitted. I will show you other functions that we have inside the API module. The next thing that I'm going to talk about here is the get function. So as the name only says, get is basically used to fetch a particular information. So here, right here, I have HubSpot contact list. As you can see, I have a particular name. So using the API module and the get function, I'm going to fetch this particular contact without using HubSpot. So for that, I'll obviously need the API. In the API docs, you will get the endpoint URL. So you have to copy this and paste it right here. And you needn't have to do anything else. Now it's just about test and review. And since the data has been sent, I will just show you how we have got the output. So this is the email ID that we had. This is the first name and finally the last name. We have other attributes also if you want to pull out the information from. So we have got exactly the same contact that we had over here. So that's how we have the API also working. We have other functions also, but this is how the post and the get function works. We'll just go to the send pulse and possibly I'll just refresh and show you. So once we go to the logs, as you can see, it has come. I just entered Miraraj with the particular email ID and the thing. Also, the Trello that we were talking about, the text formatter, as you can see, this is how we get the output with the name, email ID, and the phone number. Everything merged into just one particular card. So that's all we have for all the add-on applications inside KonnectzIT. If you have got any kind of doubts regarding these, you can always ask in the chat section. Thank you so much. Rakesh, are you there?
Yes, Anita. So that was a great insights. Thank you for it. Hope you guys like the internal apps. So internal apps is the one which makes KonnectzIT more robust. Hello. Okay. So internal apps is the apps so where it makes KonnectzIT more robust, and use of webhooks and APIs. Basically, webhooks and APIs will be used when the app is not connected inside KonnectzIT. So you can use and you can actually connect between more like 1,000+ applications inside KonnectzIT. Hope you all like that all the integrations shown and about the internal apps to make your use case more robust. So if you have any questions, so do drop us on chat session or Q&A session. We'll be happy to answer. So now I'll continue from where I left. So that is on Connects page. So where basically you have folder options. Or suppose if you want to move to a different folder where you want to organize your connects, so you can do that. You can select the workflows and you can move to any folder you want. And basically you can manage this, like you can organize your connects and keep your workflows clean. So this is how you can do that. You can flow between multiple different other folders as well. And also you have an option to delete and edit the some folder. So now let's go to the task history page. So task history page is where you will able to see the success and error of your tasks. So basically what is a success and what is a error message you are getting. So there are two example which I shown in that first example, that is from Facebook lead ads to Google Sheet. So where it will going to consume one single task as in KonnectzIT. So we are not going to count our initial app or first app as trigger. So we are not going to count the first app. So basically only one action, that is Google Sheet action, is counted. So this is counted as one single task. And when it comes to the second connect which use case which we build, so basically we are going to not consider the first app, and whatever the rest apps are there, we are going to consider them as count them as a task. And so make sure, so it says like in this case the first task is counted as Google Sheet and the second task is next view. So this is what the next view is, and the task is text formatter. So you can notice that yes, KonnectzIT actually counts internal apps similar to Zapier. So this gives us more robust, more functions. So this gives us room to add more and more functions to make your use cases more robust. So that's the reason, so we are charging for internal apps as well. So first is Google Sheet, second is next view, and the third task is text formatter, fourth is Gmail, and the fifth is text formatter again, and the sixth is Facebook group. So totally for the second example, so you will going to consume 6 tasks. So this is how we will be counting the number of tasks. So where you can able to see the logs over here, success logs, and also your error logs if any. So you can see that. So whatever the error logs, it will be going to show over here. And now let's come to the accounts tab. So accounts tab is a tab so where you can able to manage all your profile. So it is been pretty straightforward. So now, so if you want to change it into any particular language, you can do that. So I just change it into Chinese and click on update. So my account will be changed, the language will be changed to Chinese. So basically, you can manage access KonnectzIT in multiple other different languages. So you can notice that. So I'll just change back to English. And the second tab is change password. So basically, you will be managing your password here. So this is pretty straightforward. So you can manage your password here. So the third tab is the billing tab. So where you get any code from AppSumo or anywhere, any other marketplaces, you can push here and click on apply code. So this will be applied over here and it gives the code and the redemption date and also when it's going to be expired. If it is a lifetime deal, so it is shows as LTD. And it also shows the like plans and features. So you are having access for and you have an option to upgrade to the different version, and it also shows the current plan. So right now I'm in agency plan. So now let's go to the agency tab, so which is very beta at this moment. So we are adding more functionality to it. So it's going to show you the total number of tasks your agency has and the task consumed and total number of sub accounts your agency has, and you can add your sub accounts. So basically add all the details and assign the task, number of tasks, and click on add. And then you can actually edit or update the task. So basically if you want to update it for 15,000, so you can do that. So the task will be updated over here, and similarly you can delete or deactivate it. So you can see that the task assign has been changed. So basically all these things will be happened. You will be managing your sub account in the agency tab. That's it, the help session and the logout. So the stage is all your guys. So you can post your questions and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. If we don't have anything, so we'll wrap up this session as soon as possible. Hope you like the entire session. So any questions, please post on chat session. We'll be happy to answer. So hope you guys posted on the link which I actually posted. You guys have filled that link or form. So let me go ahead and check how many of you have filled the form, or maybe I'll see in the Facebook community. I saw one post which is Jane. and the other one is Gaurav. I think only one has filled the form. So that says congratulations, Jane. So yeah, any questions? So please, I will be happy to answer. Otherwise, we'll wrap up this session. So okay, Philip actually asked regarding webhooks. I wanted to connect an quite complicated API which requires me to indicate several layers of parameters with the same name. It is an invoice API. Okay, it includes contact parameter, which acts like category as it understands it. This parameter as required submit parameter, which is called ID. How to connect the API in this case? Uh, Means you want to post the data to webhook, Philip. So using the API module, yes, you can do that if even if you have multiple parameters. So basically you use that additional option and you can able to add all the details over there. So basically in the API module, you can use that API module and you can actually use that add parameter option and you can add all the specific details. That is your invoice ID and also the same thing. Hope it answers the question. So any other questions, I'll be happy to answer. Vishal says, thanks Vishal. Please continue this. Yes, sure, we'll be doing it. Henry says, I have a use case scenario. Is the following possible? Sending newsletter sign up on SendFox form? Yes, it is possible to mail via autoresponder list for marketing and auto verifying email with Kairim. Yes, I guess it is possible. Henry, like possibly, like I don't think so. We have a SendFox, trigger. So possibly we have an actions. So when somebody signs up to SendFox newsletter, so basically you can, so if somebody fills a form, you can add it into SendFox and also later you can add the same thing into MailVio and also verify the same thing using Kairim email. It is possible. Same with inbox sign up. Yeah, inbox sign up, it is possible as we have inbox trigger as well. Yes, that use case is possible. So any other questions, guys? Will be happy to answer. So if we don't have any questions, so let us wrap up this session. Let me know, guys. So if you have any questions. This all says thank you for this session. Thanks, guys. So any questions, you always can reach us on the chat session. And also you can email to us at support@konnektZit.com. So I don't see any other questions here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for making it to the live like onboarding webinar. So hope you guys like these use cases, and we will be adding a lot of use cases on our YouTube channel. And also we are very active at our Facebook community as well. You can also jump onto the community and you can post your messages or questions over there as well. So let us if you have any questions, so we'll be happy to answer. Thank you all, guys. So Philip says thanks a lot, great session, appreciate it. Thanks Philip. Abhising says thanks for this, appreciate it. Rakesh, thanks Abhising. So any other questions? So I don't think see any other questions, guys. So hope you all enjoyed this session. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.